Hi everyone, it's Daniel Scranton, and I want to share with you this bonus video where I speak to you from my heart and about topics that I think are important. So there's a reason why I'm going to talk about this particular topic, and it's because I see so many people out there on the internet mostly who I feel are getting more into a sort of cult-like or religion-based spirituality. So the difference to me between religion and spirituality has always been that religion places God here, and humankind is down here somewhere, trying to prove its worthiness to live amongst God. So God is separate. Whereas a person who is spiritually awake knows that God is in here, and that God is available at all times. God is everything, God is love, God is within us. And God is really to be felt and experienced. And what is that? So then I was listening to an interview with Deepak Chopra recently where he talks about religion being based on someone else's experience. So someone has an experience and they then write volumes and volumes of books about it, or one big book about that experience, or that one big book is filled with lots and lots of experiences of lots of different people. And a religion is created around it, whereas spirituality is about the individual having their own experience. And even when we as individuals have our own experiences, we then don't have to keep having those experiences over and over. We don't have to validate them. We don't have to create rituals around them. We don't have to convince anyone else that they should have the same experience that we had, or that if they go through the exact same steps that we went through, then they'll achieve the same expansion and evolution of consciousness that they did. Now, one particular example I've seen of this is the orgasmic meditation lady. I don't remember her name. But she gave a TED Talk. It's also called oming. Orgasmic meditation. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it. But she gave a TED Talk about an experience she had with a man at a party, and it was a spiritual experience for her. It was a sexual experience, and then it was a spiritual experience as well. And then she developed this, I don't know what you would call it, series of steps, I guess, for other women to have the same experience that she had. And so then all of these groups started to form around men who are called strokers, I think, in this movement. And then women have the experience with the stroker. And it's meant to absolutely replicate this one woman's experience at a party. And it's turned into this enormous thing. People are spending thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't know if it's technically a pyramid scheme at this point, but it always rubbed me the wrong way. And I think it's only gotten further and further away from this woman who probably had a good intention when she started it, just wanting people to experience what she experienced. But within and this is not, I'm not singling that one example out and saying that's the only thing that I see. When you have people so much more interested in what this person over here experienced in regards to their time in the secret space program, or this person's experience with extraterrestrials, even Reiki to a certain extent is based on one person's initial experience with that particular healing modality. And these things get carried down from person to person without really allowing for people to have their own experiences as healers and get their own unique symbols during that healing session. When I do healings and I'm speaking light language, I'm not looking to hear the same series of words and sounds over and over, thinking that there's something really powerful about this particular language of light. It's something that really is happening in the moment and needs to be allowed to happen in the moment. So my point here is that we need to, as spiritually awake people, as people who are a part of New Age community, we need to be very careful about not forming new religions. If you look at Scientology now, I don't know what L. Ron Hubbard's real deal was. You hear stories that he just wanted to avoid paying taxes, so he sort of started a religion. And I just heard a story recently about how he was doing speed and writing these books on speed. I don't know what his original intention was, but let's say that it was founded in something positive. It certainly has morphed into something that I think by all accounts is less positive, more negative than positive, less empowering to the individual and more empowering to the Scientology group, whatever they are now, who's ever making their millions of dollars of, running that scheme. I don't know. But it seems like whenever we tend to base something on an original experience and then it grows and gets further and further away from that original experience, that's when everything gets distorted. And it does come down to, I think, a human tendency to want to believe in something. And there's less, let's face it, there's less of an emphasis for the most part on us believing in ourselves than there is on us believing in someone outside of ourselves, even if that person is a president, prime minister, presidential nominee, whoever they are, that we want to believe in this person, so this person's going to defeat the cabal. That type of thinking, rather than focusing on the self, believing in the self, empowering yourself to have the experience that you want to have and let it be unique, and don't need to have even your experience validated by someone else who would then tell you, oh yeah, your experience is valid, because we definitely don't need any of that to be spiritually awake people on a path that, let's face it, will always be unique and our own, no matter whether we're going to Bashar seminars or whether we're going to Matt Kahn events, it doesn't really matter. You could be sitting right next to someone at one of those events, and you'll be having a completely unique experience because you're unique, because you matter more than whoever the guru is that's up there, to yourself and your spiritual experience. I'm not putting anyone, I'm not trying to say there's any sort of hierarchy, but when it comes to your spiritual growth and your experiences, you're the most important factor, not someone else. We often give that power away because we enter into a state of surrender when we go see one of these people or attend an event, where someone's leading a sound healing or a meditation or a full moon ceremony or something, and you have this amazing experience, and then you say, oh, it was that person who was running the group who gave me that experience, as opposed to just recognizing that person was there to help facilitate it, help bring it about within you, but you really were the one who put yourself in the right space for that experience. And maybe in that case, your faith in someone else actually did serve you. And then the question is, will you then realize that when you have your own personal spiritual experience, that it's really on you and it's your creation, and then hopefully you can believe in yourself after you have that experience, or even if you never have one of these cool experiences that you hear other people talking about. People talk about cool experiences all the time to me that I'm not having. So we all want more of those experiences, and it's important to realize that we don't need someone else to give them to us, or we don't need to replicate what someone else did in order to have that experience. Just go lie down on a blanket underneath the stars or something. Go to the forest, go to the beach, give yourself these experiences yourself, and then don't try to build any sort of religion around it, and you'll be fine. Okay, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Daniel Scranton, and I approve this message. Hi, everyone. This is Daniel Scranton. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share this video, and give a visit to danielscranton.com when you get a chance.